Hi, welcome to Ocean Yumi's channel. Man, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. I just been out on the you know, trying to progress my life in certain ways, but try. Anyways, that's another story. Yeah, but anyways, I'll come on here to talk about what I saw down Peckham. Um when I went down there, I'm sure if others have passed through Peckham and you see the protests going on, you see many people stopping and asking questions, many people signing petitions. You see the odd, I don't know, say that there's an Asian standoff in certain ways. Um, One of the shop owners was telling the man that he can get his guys out and all this stuff, little bits of threats or whatever. So the other guy rebutted and said, "Well, we can get our guys out too." Now, I thought initially that there'll be people there all the time, but there wasn't people there all the time. I mean, there's people trying to continue the what you call it, the protest. Um, the guy said he's scared to open up his shop because of the backlash that he's getting from what he did to the young lady and stuff like that. And the one of the guys that is there, he explains all that. My observation as well is that a lot of people, it's one of those ones where, like, when you're passing and you're passing the place, and there's a lot of chat around it. There's said that how it needed to be done long time ago. Yeah, I could agree with that as well. Um, After um knowing about cons and certain stuff. But when people say, "Oh yeah, right," people must stop shopping from them. Now, initially, yes, in theory, yes, but everybody has to be. That means that the black shops would have to step up and be good at the customer service, good at certain stuff. You can't be showing bad face when people come to buy their stuff. You can't be looking vexed on the other side of the counter. Um, So there's a lot of that talk down Peckham. They have initially stopped the guy from opening up his shop completely, and you can see it. You can see that is bothering a little bit of the road um, near the shop. It's bothering one or two shops. But the fishman, though, he's selling his little bit, but it's bothering some of the shops. Um, it's causing like a ripple effect, and maybe I feel this standoff might prove a point to certain things because you know you go to an Indian man shop. If you are in the UK, you know exactly how it goes. Money doesn't get given in your hand, it gets put on the counter. um Unless it's your local that knows you really well, then they'll put it in your hand, or they'll pack a bag, they'll give you attitude, they'll watch you like that. But down Peckham is a whole different place. It's similar to Deptford. I would say Deptford and Peckham is quite similar in certain ways because there is a lot of Asian shops along the road. A lot of shops that's owned is owned by Asians, family ties maybe in certain ways. So when you're there and you notice the couple things, even when I'm standing on the bit across from the shop that is shut down, watching people how they move, um people's talking about it as they're walking past, they're having a discussion about it. Like I said, it's like a discussion, it's a discussion thing, and everybody's saying how they feeling and stuff like that. So there's like some people when they're passing, they said no, that man can never put his hand in my throat, etc. there's um there's that kind of talk as well. Um, it seems like white and black is in agreement on certain stuff down there too. So you get an understanding of certain stuff. There is not those organisations down there, I would say, standing with the men that is there who's continuing the demonstration, which would be good if if the organisations was there. So it's like a standalone thing. So, um, but from my observation, um, I think because they shut down this shop, another shop could be possibly go through the same thing because there is rotten food being sold on in Peckham High Street. When you pass, you can smell the meat for miles. Rotten fish maybe. Some places might have fresh fish unless you go to Dennis the Butchers or any other place. The Irish butchers. So, but there is definitely a lot of discussion and a lot of people. Some people's in agreement with it. Some people's not. Some people's in the middle. Some people's on the edge. Some people's taking their sides. It's one of those ones. So, well, that's what I've seen anyway. So, um, in conclusion, I mean, I'm just going to see however they're going to investigate the the faulty thing as well, because there's the faulty thing as well. There's the assault and everything else. Or maybe there might not never be a conclusion to this. I feel because, like I said, being when you are of color and you go to a shop, you expect to be respected because your money is just as good as anybody else's money. You shouldn't have to be assaulted when you're returning goods back, whether she be white, black, or indifferent. You shouldn't have to go through all that. And I feel that this is where, and oh yeah, and plus they said that the lady's traumatized as well. She's traumatized. The lady went through a lot of stuff herself. There was a lot of talk of that when I was down there. I think somebody told me her actual story, but next time when I'm down there, I think I'm gonna get someone to talk on camera so you can actually hear it from the horse's mouth. Because me talking it, especially like a couple of days, how much days after, it's not gonna have the same effect. When people talk their mind, you hear it from them, the people themselves. Could have said when the people makes a stand, things change. And if this is what it is what it is. On the next side of that, Chris Kaba as well. The officer that shot him got charged. So there is many events surrounding racism, everything else with it. I seen one person on my comments this when on the Raspik. Sorry, my got cold on the Raspik video putting blah blah blah. But everybody has a free speech. Everybody's allowed to have free speech. So he's allowed to talk whatever he's got to talk and say his mind and speak his mind. It's not for you to come out of the comment section and put blah blah blah. Someone's like racism, antic, something, something, something. Now I was told to say this to people. If it was your sister that happened to, what would you do? And this goes across the board, universal, white, black, and indifferent. Because if a guy, if your sister went in to change uh, a hair dryer or to get a refund or whatever, and she was told that she can replace it with what's in the shop or whatever the case may be, and then that thing happened and the owner put his hand around her throat, would you feel good about it? Because I'm sure you would not. I'm sure you would get your family down to the shop. Probably, right, probably would have beaten him already, done something to him already. Now, why are you saying blah 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 blah? That means that how right you are not, you not only do you not understand the situation, you have to understand the situation because I always tell people when certain things happen, you have to look at it from this point of view. It could be your father, your brother, your mother, your cousin, your family, any type of family. And when you're out there, right, people's state of mind sometimes is off keel or whatever. Some people think totally different, their mindset's different. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear Respect talking and saying what he's saying, because I believe that how um people are not looking at it in all ways, all different ways, right? And the race thing is part of it, and it's not because she's using, it's not because she's a black woman, but the race part come into it too, because stereotypically black people stereotypical black people as thieves, robbers, and liars, and it still goes on today, even though it's in 2023. So you know, it's like being the most hated group on the planet without even trying. But it's like people don't understand that when you're in that situation, especially when you're in the West, in big old England, and that happens, you are not going to just sit down there and say, okay, where, da, 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 da. Right? Right? You're going to want to do something about it. Now, suppose she had brothers now who saw that on the video now, they would have gone down there and probably beaten him up or something, you know? So, so people have to think about it. Like, you know, what if it was your family? Because when my family leaves my house all the time, I have to worry about them all the time. I have to worry about them all the time. Like, because especially if your family's outspoken, you have to worry for them, right? Maybe like you might just stick it on the chin and just go about your business because you just think like maybe you might choose your battles wisely, but some people ain't gonna choose their battles wisely. And the way how the man handled her, like I said, he could have handled it a lot more different than that. He could have done how the shops do, how Sainsbury's do, or whoever do. Like if you have stolen or something, they take you one side, they call the police, they go through the necessary procedures. Right? You don't, right? Like right, you don't handle a person like that. Though some shops do get it sometimes because people do come in with something on them and then they want to fight, they want to do something. But the woman asked for a refund and that was it. Just a refund. That's it. She like, you could have just done that. But I've said this before, so I'm not gonna repeat myself, but that's how, people need to see it from that point of view. From that point of view. My daughter's trying to explain me about the levels of the exchanging of goods as well. And she said, and her words was, if you return a goods and it's not in the state that you bought it in, meaning that it's not in the box that you bought it in, and that, right, they have a right to refuse it as well. So it's a two-edged sword. So people is mixed on this. People's mixed. When you go down Peckham, they get mixed opinions. Yeah, mixed opinions. So yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna just waffle on to like whatever, I'm very ill. My ear's been hurting me for about a week. My ear's been hurting me for about a week. And I still got loads of stuff to do tomorrow. I think next week. I'm trying to get to be a carer, and it's hard. It's just right. I'm getting beans doing this. I'm getting beans just to become a carer. I'm like, bro. So That's why I just be in chats most of the time. I just put my point of view on the community board because yeah, it's just one of those things. So, it's just there's a lot going on. There's a big old dirty shift that's going on as well because I feel there's a shift going on right now. I feel so tired of mash up rock up sometime, but it's in the air because when the sun's out, you feel nice and happy and whatever. And when it's dull and you just or whatever, you just feel like rubbish. So with that said, I'm just gonna come off because as you can hear, I sound kind of hoarse. I'm gonna go rest my ear because been trying to get rid of this ear for about over 2 weeks now. I think soon I'm gonna have to go to the grass doctor or whatever. So with that said, I will see you in the next live. Take care. Bye.